If you're in the market for a full-size scooter and you want to get our opinion on the top 5 on the market, well, stay tuned to this video to learn more. Hey, I'm Alex from Marcs Mobility. In this video, we're going to show you our top 5 full-size scooters. Before we get started, I do want to mention that if you do go down below, hit the like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate that. And then also in the description below, we will have the links to all of these products that we're about to mention here. So to learn more, you can click on there and you can see pricing, specifications, and also different color options on the different types of scooters. Now, when we get started here, I do want to mention that full-size scooters are going to be a little bit different than maybe our portable scooter video that we also have out there on the market. Now, most of these scooters are going to be portable, but they're in that heavier weight range of that 60 to 80 pounds heaviest piece, so I don't classify them as portable, but I don't want somebody being like, well, hey, that does kind of come apart, because yes, some of these scooters are going to come apart, but this classification is going to be more of the bigger full-size, typically 47-inch and plus size scooters with 400-pound weight capacity, so it's going to be a little bit different than some of your smaller portable scooters. So now we're going to get started. Number 5 on my list is going to be the Victory 10 by Pride Mobility. Now, the Victory 10 makes my list at number 5 for multiple factors. The Victory 10 just came out with an easy turn technology, so it's a very good, reliable scooter that does have a 400-pound weight capacity. It is going to get somewhere in that 12 to 15 mile drive range, and there are going to be 2 different options, whether it's a 3-wheel or a 4-wheel scooter. But when I mention the easy turn technology, that's on the 4-wheel unit. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is easy turn technology allowed the front wheels to turn really sharp. So what it did is it dropped that turning radius on a 4-wheel scooter by somewhere in that 9 to 10 inch overall turning radius range. So it's 400-pound capacity, but it is a very dependable scooter. A lot of times when Pride Mobility works with the VA, that's a lot of the scooters that they give is the Victory line, because it is a dependable scooter. There's not going to be a lot of frills on this. There's typically not really bright headlights. There's not going to be suspension on these units, but you are going to have a couple different seat size options and typically color options on the Victory 10 line. So if you're looking for a reliable 4-wheel at probably one of the better price points on this list scooter, that's why number 5 on my list is going to be the Victory 10 models by Pride Mobility. Number 4 on my list is going to be the Pride Baja Bandit. Now, the Bandit is an excellent scooter. This could range anywhere from 2 to 4 on my list, but I'm putting it at 4 for a couple reasons. The Bandit is going to be a lithium battery packed unit. Now, you are going to be able to get a single battery or a dual battery, so you're going to get somewhere between 14 up to 28 mile range based on the battery option, whether single or dual battery. It is going to have an 8-mile-an-hour speed package, but once again, this is going to be upper 70-pound range if you were to take it apart. So once again, that's why this could kind of be portable, not portable. There's DOT grade headlights. And I would say for the size of the scooter, overall width and length, it is probably the most comfortable scooter in this category here due to the type of suspension. So you're going to have front and rear suspension, but you also have suspension in the seat post itself. So very comfortable unit. The DOT grade headlights is a cool feature because it is some of the brightest headlights as well on some of the scooters that they make. Some of the limitations on this scooter is with the lithium, it is bigger batteries than what's approved for airline travel. So this is not a scooter that you can fly with, but it does have the ability to go a longer range based on those batteries. There's a couple different seat size options that you can get. The seat does slide forward and back. One other negative that I think Pride is trying to address as well is when you slide the seat all the way back, some of the rear attachments don't fit on this unit based on where that rear docking device is. And then also the steering, what they call the throttle, which is your typically a teeter-totter type looking system on most scooters. The throttle is only on one side, so it's typically only on the right. Now, they do give you a conversion kit, you can put it on the left, but you are only going to be driving this with one index finger as compared to pulling left or right to go forward and back like you would on a lot of other scooters. Now, out of the different scooters on here, if you are looking for something, it is going to have a little bit smaller tires than some of the other ones on here, but it does pack quite a bit of power in this motor as well. So if you are trying to go off-road and in different types of terrains, this could be a good scooter option for you. So once again, this could range on my list. I listed a little bit lower just due to the simple fact that it does not have the airline travel battery, and it also only has the one-handed throttle. But once again, it could adjust where you put it on the list. So that's why number 4 on my list is going to be the Baja Bandit by Pride Mobility. Number 3 on my list is going to be the Golden Companion scooters. Now there is going to be a 240, a 340, and a 440. They reintroduced this line about a year or two ago, and they kind of redesigned the scooters. So if you've seen some of the older ones as compared to new, it's a lot more newer, modern type looking of a scooter. They made some pretty nice adjustments on them to where at least the 340 and the 440 definitely come now with suspension, where before that was an optional upgrade. So it does have large wide tires. There are different seat size options as well. Manufacturer might list a little bit high of a range of 19-mile drive distance, but I think it's probably more realistically in that 15-mile range drive distance. It is a 400-pound weight capacity unit, but what kind of differentiates the 340 and the 440, that's a 3-wheel or a 4-wheel version, is these scooters are able to have a seat lift option on them. It's somewhere in that 5 to 6 inch rise of a seat lift that is additional that you can put on these scooters. So that's a little bit different than everything else on this list. Nothing else on here has that seat lift. So that is why number 3 on my list is going to be the Golden Companion scooters. Number 2 on my list is going to be the Pride Victory LX Sport. Now this is one of my favorite scooters for the longest time. This has been out for 7 to 10 years, so it's a really true and tested product. This particular unit is going to have an 8-mile-an-hour overall speed. The turning radius is not going to be as good as what you might see on the number 1 on this list, but it is a really well true and tested product. It has fantastic suspension, headlights, turn signals. It actually has tail lights, and it actually has an adjustable seat as well. So it's a high back seat, which is a little bit different than a lot of other products on this list. So you are able to recline the seat back some. Pretty much everything on here is going to have a swivel type seat. So the LX Sport is going to be a great true and tested product. It is probably the best price point scooter on this list for what you're getting. The Victory 10, that was number 5, is probably the cheapest option, but you don't have the suspension and you don't have the turn signals and you don't have all that speed. So that is why number 2 on my list is going to be the Victory LX Sport by Pride Mobility. Now we do have an honorable mention as well that I want to mention is going to be the Pursuit 2. The reason why I did not make this list is it does not come apart like everything else does on this list, but it is a full-size scooter and it does have plenty of advantages. It is number 1 or number 2 on some of my other video lists, which is fast scooters or all-terrain scooters, but in this full-size scooter list, it's an honorable mention. It does have a 9.3 mile-an-hour top-end range, and you are able to get dual batteries in this as well. Single battery is about a 20-mile range, dual battery is a 40-mile range, but once again, these batteries are lithium, so they are not approved for types of airline travel. This is going to have the highest speed out of everything on this list, and probably have the it does have the strongest motor on this list as well. Now it is longer in that 57-inch length, where most of these are in that 47, 48-inch length. So it is a longer scooter that does have a larger turning radius, but it is a fantastic ride, power, performance, wherever you want to go with it. It looks really nice, and it is an amazing scooter. And I want to mention that I wouldn't say all of these are good or bad on this list. I mean, they're all a great unit. It's just going to depend on what you're particularly needing. So definitely give us a call if you're trying to go through this list and see what is going to be best for you. Number 1 on my list is going to be the newly introduced Pride Victory Platinum scooter. Now this is a 4-wheel scooter. It is going to be similar to the Victory 10, but with way more enhancements. So this also has that easy turn technology, which is going to have a really small turning radius for the size of the scooter, but they put a bigger motor in there that's going to get you a faster speed with more power. You're going to get up to 6 miles an hour as compared to more in that 4 mile an hour range like the other scooter, but this is going to get a 6 mile an hour overall speed. It comes with full suspension, front and rear. It does have a standard headlight. It's not a DOT grade headlight like some of the other scooters I mentioned. It's a standard headlight. You are able to get different seat size options. It actually does have a magnetic charging port as well, which is kind of new on some of the new release products on the market by Pride. But your different seat options with different seat widths and seat heights of the back. There is going to be a swivel seat and a slider seat on it. It does look really nice. It has nice, large, wide tires, and obviously it's in that Victory line. So it's basically the Victory scooter, what I would almost call on steroids. So they took that scooter, put a bigger motor, suspension, the turning radius, a lot of great things. So if you're looking for a scooter that's going to be great at theme parks, that's also going to be able to go great to baseball fields, soccer fields, things like that. Once again, it's portable, but it's heavy. And pretty much most all of these scooters that I listed on this list are going to be compatible with a Harmar AL100, which is a rear vehicle lift. That's a hitch mounted lift. So if you are looking for a way to transport these scooters as well, definitely give us a call because we have different lift options as well. So once again, number one on my list is going to be the Victory Platinum due to the suspension, the turning radius, the design, the charge, the speed, and the power is why I have number one is the Victory Platinum by Pride Mobility.
Hi, I'm Marc.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marcs Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.